think I always somehow wanted to stand out of the crowd and be different. Maybe because everybody wanted us to be the same. My name is Adriana and I'm a fashion designer for plastic wrap and also a costume designer for film and television. Basically, plastic wrap is a forward-thinking, futuristic line with like good quality clothing for people who want to stand out of the crowd or who want to be a little bit different or fully different and just not be normies. I guess it's mainstream these days, but I call it normies. I'm sorry, normies. I still love you. I was born in Slovakia, but moved here in 1999. And now I reside in Toronto. We were kind of poor. We didn't even have a car. And my mom would always get like hand-me-down clothes. So for my childhood, I was always wearing hand-me-down clothes. My mom used to put me in like matching outfits with my tiny little sister, you know, and I'm like feeling ridiculous and I'm like gonna steal her curtains and create something for myself. And I think that's one of the reasons I was like, when I grow up, I'm gonna make my own clothes so I don't have to wear my teacher's daughter's, jacket. So. In communism, what they want everybody to be equal and the same, right? So you couldn't even find different things in stores. There was always shortage of something. Like one day it was sugar, next week it's gonna be, I don't know, no banana. Actually, we didn't have bananas much. It would be like flour or like, you know what I mean? So there wasn't much diversity on a market in general. I mean, it wasn't a super poor country, but it was definitely not like a rich country, right? Reading books, like I love period, like history and stuff. So I would be like imagining all these dresses and I'm like, I want to make that. Then I started to make dresses similar to what I imagined and wearing them out, even though people are looking at me. Brave. Once I got brave, I started to make things and wear them, even if they were uncomfortable. So this studio is a shared space between me and 3 other costume designers. This is our kind of like a stock wall of all the vintage costumes we keep as a stock when we're gonna need them for other movies. This is our kind of, we call it a kit, which is a lot of things you need for movies, like, socks and scarves and I don't even know. So this is when somebody's working on stuff, so it's basically ready to be shot or just been shot. There's a lot of miscellaneous, like we lost another shoe, but there's a shoe. These are my screen prints I used to do a long time ago. Ladder we need, obviously, because this place is just like everything is stacked up. A lot of patterns. These are all plastic wrap from the last 20 something years. This is my cutting table, which I absolutely love. It's such a small space, and as you know, in Toronto, like space is very expensive. We just built up and up. So my stock, plastic wrap stock, and even some of the vintage stuff. Or sometimes you just need to chill, so we'll just pull out all the chairs and we chill around and enjoy the view, even though it's just buildings, but I love it. One day I was walking down the street, this was in the beginning of the plastic wrap, and I see a woman wearing a dress I designed, like one of the first dresses. And I almost run up to her and be like, oh my gosh, I designed this. But I didn't. So rewards, when I see it on people, when I see customers, I'm like super happy and be like, oh my, I can't believe, like, when I just see random people, like I'm walking down the Kensington Market and there's a person wearing plastic wrap. I'm like, I had to do what my mom told me. And I went and like learned about accounting and bookkeeping and banking and a lot of boring things like that. That's my college as well, because my mom wanted a diploma. My mom wanted things. I had to like fill in whatever didn't happen to them, mom and dad. I had to kind of accomplish it, I feel like. Yeah, I've done a lot of things just because my family wanted me to, but then I decided to do this big adventure, move away and create a fashion label, work on my own, because I think I was like, okay, I just need to live my life and just follow what I want. So when I got my college diploma, I gave it to my mom, and then I said I'm gonna go and become a fashion designer now. Yeah. I wanted to experience something new, and I was really young and didn't even think it through. And when my ex told me, let's move to Canada together, I'm like, okay, maybe. First I was like, and they're like, oh yeah, nothing is holding us here. And I'm like, yeah, I finished school, I'm starting some kind of career, it's not really going that well right now. So we talked to the lawyer, pulled our money because it wasn't cheap, got a flight, and a year later I was in Canada without even knowing what Toronto is about. We just knew it's gonna be cold, and it was really cold. The difficulty was like you need to be persistent and you need to kind of like stop thinking about what other people say or think, and you just keep going ahead of the big picture you have in head. And sometimes it's difficult because some people, like my sister, would not understand that, and I think there is why we would fight sometimes, like, oh, you're still trying to be something when you should be maybe home and taking care of the family, or why did you leave the family to become fashion designer, like little things like that. So you give up. It always hurt, those type of like comments, but you have to like toughen up and just keep going at the same time. I mean, it took them a while. I don't know how many years until my mom stopped being like, oh, maybe you should get a real job, when she realized this is a real job. But also there's a lot of struggling because, she's so far away, so she doesn't see the accomplishments. So maybe she would have realized that sooner, in a way.
What's the bazaar?
The bazaar is bizarre. The bazaar it's an event, kind of like a marketplace for all things dark and fun and weird. And because I hire DJs and performers and stilt walkers and dancers and weird clowns sometimes that scare the shit out of me, but pardon my language, but I hired weird clowns. Sometimes clown people contact me because they're like, hey, you organize a weird event, I want to be part of your weird event. Originally it was just a marketplace for like artists who create dark arts and crafters who like gothy and alternative and punky and like that style. And we've been running it for, if I don't count COVID, this is gonna be 11th year. And we made it into like more of an event because I don't want people to just come and shop. I want them to come and have an experience. My greatest accomplishment. Well, aside from work, is that I'm able to live on my own as a single human person in the world. Because it took me a long time to be able to like just be fine just by myself, not to always have a companion or like a roommate or somebody or family living with you, you know? Yeah. My therapist is like, you need to be able to be comfortable with yourself. That's like, and when I got there, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I love this. How could I not love it before? But apparently, I don't have to please my mom anymore. I already did that. By all the things I've done because she wanted me to do them, she's proud. Little Adriana is proud of big Adriana for achieving her dreams.